Yo, welcome back to the Feuding Bros. As usual, I'm with Freddie. What's going on, Freddie, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute indeed. And Thierry, what's up with you?
It's been a minute, man. Yeah, not doing well though. Not doing well. We
Yes,
know why, and we'll talk about why.
I'm sure you're not doing well, but that's what we're here for, to give you
That's what we're here.
to give you a little bit of therapy, I guess. So just to see
Big
where
time
those
therapy needed.
where those
Yeah.
things are at. But anyway,
Yeah.
guys, as usual, like, share, comment the video, and get involved, man. Give us the likes if you'd like.
Yeah.
And let's get into it. So today, Europa League final. Where do we start with this game, man? This was more like UFC than football. People were out there just to kick each other, man. You could see that it was 16th against 17th in the league. And that must be up there, just in terms of football, that must be out there with the worst final, like in the history of the competition or anything.
Of anything.
But I mean, yeah, it was a final nonetheless. I mean, you got there for a reason. So I guess we're gonna dive into it, and especially if when your team was involved, I'm sure you got a lot to talk about. And I'm all ears. I'm all ears, bros. I'm all ears. let's hear it. And the fact that is, what's his name? It's not Glenn Johnson. What's his name?
Johnson, Brendan.
Brendan Johnson. That scores the winner. Scruffy winner.
Crafty. I don't even think it touched it. I think that was an own
It
goal.
didn't.
Yeah, that would look like an own goal.
Yeah. It had to be.
That just tells you all you need to know about this game, man. I don't know how
You know that was the only shot. It wasn't even a shot.
On target.
And it wasn't even a
Only
shot.
on target. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But let's get into it, because the fact that you guys let Tottenham, Spurs, Postecoglou, Big Ange, Seven Sisters. Oh my god. You let these people win a trophy. That is on you. You have a debt to repay to the whole.
Have you seen him lately? He's talking mad game lately, bro. Bro, the things he's saying, bro. He was like, yeah, we decided since January. Yeah, bro. He's like, we decided since January that this is the competition we want to win. I was like, bro, come on, man. Like, we're not dumb. Like, come on.
Like man wasn't sweating bullets. Like he
Bro,
wasn't sweating
come
bullets.
on. Come on, man.
But
Hey, he won, so he can say whatever.
Exactly.
That's what I was gonna say. He's the winner, and he actually fulfilled what he's always said and he's always done, is to win something in his second year. And when everything was looking gloomy, he came out, and it doesn't matter how he did it, but he delivered. And I guess that's where we'll start, because I've been the first one to mock him and bash him and ridicule him all season. Yeah. And I guess I'm the one who has egg on my face right now.
I mean, hey, he did what he had to do. They did what they had to do. And honestly, this game turned out exactly how I thought it was going to turn out. I didn't think we were going to win. I thought it would be a terrible game between two terrible teams, and they would score a scrappy goal and then just defend. And I knew they were just going to defend, because they did that everyone in this competition. I don't know why in this competition, all his principles that he said he was never going to change, they all went out the window in this competition. Everyone, even against Bodo Glimt, they were like, Bodo Glimt had 60% possession against them. So they play one way in this competition, and it worked in the end. They got a horrible, sloppy goal, and typical goal for us to concede. Luke Shaw why is Luke Shaw still in this club? I just don't know.
There's too many things.
I heard it was like the best left back in the world.
It was 2 years ago when he could actually play football, but he hasn't played for 2 years.
That's 2 years ago. That's a long time ago.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that recently. So like
long time.
Why is he still here? He hasn't played for 2 years. Onana as well. Like, how long do you take to get down?
He needs to go, man. He needs to go. This guy is a rock. Like it literally took like 5 minutes for him to just get down.
Don't tell Betro that, because I don't know how he still apologizes for this guy. I mean, this guy, man. I mean, I don't know, man.
At some point, you gotta put the.
He sees the game differently to what we all see, but you cannot defend Onana. It's impossible. Even his own mom be like, "Yo, come on, man."
Man, this guy is reached a new low. Like this season, honestly, I don't think he can recover from it. He has to go. And we're gonna talk about everything that's needed with Man U, but I'll let you carry on, Thierry, because Tottenham deserve their flowers right now.
Yeah, they deserve their flowers. I mean, they played. They knew like we weren't gonna score against them. Like they know if they park the bus or whatever you want to call it, like Man U is not gonna score. So they were just hoping to get a scrappy goal somewhere, and they did. And that, like you said, that's literally the only thing they did. Because I thought first half especially we were very comfortable. Even second half too.
Yeah.
They didn't.
I mean, you guys dominated the game like from top to bottom. I guess. And you had a few clear cut chances as well that you could have.
Yeah, as always.
Yeah, I wouldn't say clear cut. Maybe the Højlund one. Yeah, but
Højlund. I mean, like Bruno had the free header.
Which I did think he probably could have taken.
I feel like Amad Diallo, I don't know how fit he is, but I mean, he should have scored when he cut in as well, like on his.
He could have scored there too.
I mean, you had a few chances. So.
We had some chances. We did.
And Garnacho, when he came on, looked lively and he created. But that was a big save, though. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw as well, the header at the end, but I mean, I don't know. For me, especially once they got that first goal, I just didn't feel like we were gonna score. And I mean, Ruben did all he could. I think we can question his starting lineup. I was surprised.
Man, there's a lot on Ruben on that. I have to interrupt you right there because if we're talking about the coaches, as much as we're giving props to Ange on this game. He came with a clear strategy. He was not going to change the approach he had for the whole tournament. He's done Amorin, like he's done him. He's definitely he won that battle, clear cut. Amorin looked lost. The lineup was not right. The subs too late, too slow.
Yeah. Too late. This game was crying out for Garnacho to come on a little bit earlier. When he came on, he was actually the most dangerous guy on the field. Because you can criticize Garnacho all you want, and it's a bit like Martinelli as well. Yeah,
right.
But the guy, when he scares people because he's only one way, and just to get the ball and just run at you. The end product is probably not going to be there 9 times out of 10. But it's still gonna cause some havoc, it's still gonna, and that's what the game was crying out. A little bit of individual, prowess, a little bit of something a little bit different, but it was just all, sideways and just
that's right. Yeah,
it was Go on, Freddie.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, definitely on the United side, lethargic. I will say that, we were hoping for Ahmad to turn up, hoping for Bruno to turn up. When they don't, nobody else does, right? Garnacho, yes, he will have that impact. We need that so bad, and he has his uses, as you said, Jan. Like definitely, like it's better to have somebody like that than not to have him. He's better on the field. I don't know why he didn't start this game. And
I'm not too pressed on him starting, but I definitely feel like he should have come on a little bit earlier.
Probably at halftime, I think, especially when we go in 1-0 down.
When you go in 1-0 down and you need to go and get that goal back, he should have come on a little bit earlier. By the hour, it should have been on.
He should have been on. And hey, that's why he reacted the way he did after the game, which
I mean, he's leaving.
Yeah, he's leaving, that's for sure. We cannot condone what he did. It's completely crazy of him, but you can see a little bit why he was.
Yeah, you can see why.
Yeah, because you're gonna put Mount like nobody. Why? You know,
I feel like he's been a little bit scapegoated as well, like in the team, because Garnacho a little bit for me. Because I mean, he is what he is, right? He's kind of like a diamond in the rough. Yeah. But like, you know, he's the only one that actually tries. But when I said the only one, I mean 2 or 3. That's it. You know, they actually tried, you know, to go forward and to attack and to. So he doesn't look pretty a lot of the times. Yeah, and he is a very frustrating player. I mean, I'm frustrated with Martinelli. So that's Martinelli 2.0 right there. But you know, but he has his qualities as well. And like I said, the one thing that defenders hate is somebody to get the ball and just run at them. Yeah, and
he's 20 years old. Like you need people around.
That's why we always defended him.
Yeah, like he's still growing. Like there's no reason to get on this kid's head at all. The thing is how to use him. That's all it's about. Ten Hag was using him, you know, in a way that worked for Garnacho. That's why he had all these goals. That's why he had the impact he had. This season it's a little bit different. He had to adapt and still had quite a bit of impact. I do think like if he had other people around him, especially the striker, who sniff around any sort of, you know, for the chaos it causes, comes in and cleans up and, you know, bags a few from that. That would be effective from Garnacho, but he doesn't have that as well. So, yeah, I mean, Amorim, man, for this game, he definitely showed all the, you know, the weaknesses we've been talking about all season. And we knew he was going to make mistakes because of the way he came in and of, you know, the state of the team, the players, the system, and all of that, right? So in this game, he really had to come in with, let's say, insurance. He had to come in with what he knows is the best thing. And I don't think he did that. I don't think he came with the best team, the first team. And, you know, he didn't show that he wanted to win it that bad. And that's why I would say, Tottenham deserved it because, yes, they didn't do anything all game, but they came with, like, we're going to win this. Like, we're not here to lose, you know. At least they're not going to score easy on us. Like, that's not the time for that. But we came with the same approach that we always do. Okay, let's come, let's concede, and let's come back. Let's hope for somebody to have, like, you know, an amazing day or something. You know, we didn't come with a clear strategy, I feel like. So, yeah, man.
And that's a good point that you make there, because that's the criticism that's been, you know, leveled towards Amorin right now, because there's a lot of people in the, you know, a lot of pundits, even United pundits, I think, like what's his name, Rio Ferdinand and all that. They're not too keen on the guy, you know. They're not too keen on him, and because when he came in, I think he went out 13th, and now you I mean, like tomorrow, no, I'm sorry, on Sunday, if you lose and Tottenham wins, that's 17th for you guys. That's just above, and that's he hasn't improved the team. I mean, he hasn't improved the team, and I know we keep saying this is just a freebie for him, but I mean, he is putting a lot of pressure on himself to just start like this and to start like this next season, because like after 2-3 games, if you show the same thing like this, that's it. I mean, I don't think I've already seen rumors that Mourinho's lined up to replace him already.
Wow, yeah, no. Mourinho's not gonna go get Mourinho. But the thing is, like, I feel like even if he had won the Europa, there was still gonna be some sort of pressure. Obviously less. But there was still gonna be, because people are not convinced. It comes with a new system. You know, he says he doesn't have the players. The players.
Yeah, I understand that, but do you not think that there's such a big difference between winning the Europa and not winning the Europa, even though you're in the same position in the league, right? But there's such a big difference in terms of how you see him, because the narrative would have been like, you know, okay, it wasn't a great. Yes, it was his freebie. Yes, we went down in the table, but maybe it's because he put all the basket in the Europa League, and finally we got it. You know what I mean? And it's another trophy,
Right.
as opposed to you came and not only have we gotten worse in the league, but we haven't won anything, and this is just a dry season. It's two completely different narratives as well, you know.
It is, but I feel like the fan base, at least for Man U, and maybe I'm just speaking for me, but I feel like at this
point, fan base in general,
the United fan base in general cannot be full with this anymore. Even if we would have won this trophy, we know the season has been terrible. We know we showed no progress. We know it was still gonna be a rebuild. It was just gonna help us with the rebuild, honestly, because that was gonna be necessary no matter what, you know.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, in terms of trusting him moving forward, I think there would have been a little bit more trust if he had won it, as opposed to.
Of course, you have a trophy in the bag, but I think like it would have been like, I understand what you mean, but I think in this situation it would have still been like a marginal gain. It would have been like, okay, maybe now you have 5 games, maybe you would have had 10 games next season because you won the Europa League. You know, I think it would have been because the fan base has just we're at a point where like we don't see anything from you like yet, and we like you said, we went from 13th to 17th. We haven't won a game in the Premier League since March, like since the international break. Like it's been so bad, and the team the performances are not great. So like even if you had won this, it would have been like, okay, yeah, we got a trophy in the bag. Obviously, we got more money for the rebuild and stuff, but it's still like, I mean, bro, like you've just like you haven't won games. Like you've won 6 out of 25, 26 games. I don't know how much it is.
That is a poor record.
That is so bad. Like you just haven't won games. And like you said, Freddie, like you were saying, like we didn't look like we had like a system. I feel like we had a system, but the system.
No, I said we did have a strategy, not a system.
A strategy. I feel like we did have a strategy, but the strategy hasn't worked, and that's why I don't understand why he didn't try and do something different.
I mean, like
not for the final, but
in the final, I think it's a little bit too late to change.
Yeah, not for the final, just for the games before. Even those games that we were saying, oh, we don't care. Like maybe that's where you experiment, trying something different, trying different players in different. Like Højlund, why are you still playing Højlund? Like I don't get. Even if we don't have a striker, I'll try Bruno as a false 9 or something. Yeah. Højlund brings us 0. He brings us nothing. It's like playing with 10 men. Like so,
and
like
even like I don't know, was Mainu injured or something? Because
Mainu was on the
bench. He hasn't been like
he's come back and looked fantastic. I mean, he saved you in the semifinals. He's looked great every time he's come on.
2 minutes.
Exactly.
Mason Mount,
players like that, Mason Mount. I mean, he's finished.
He messed up, man. I say Amorin. Yeah, Amorin messed up, and I'll let you carry on with what you were saying. Just want to add a little bit to that. That's true. But I feel like, with the strategy, like even on finals, you can come and try something. Like Ten Hag's done that. He's come and on finals, change everything, and then it worked, and then we win it. Even against Barcelona, it wasn't a final, but like it felt like one. He's changed everything. Vegas number 10. Everybody's confused. It works. That's balls. That's like, I know my players. I know what I'm gonna tell them to make this thing work on that day.
Are you saying you need Vigos back? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, better than Højlund, bro.
Better than Højlund, man. He gets involved. It's crazy that there is a player that's worse than Vegas as a striker. It's insane. We have proof. We have that guy right here, and we can't get rid of him for now. But yes, I feel like he should have had more balls on that day. He should have shown that we want to win this thing. He really should have showed his tactical, genius. But he came with the same rigid thing that we know doesn't work. With less better players that fit it. And I didn't get it. I just didn't get it. So back to quickly what Jan was saying, what do we do from here? Do we trust this guy to go on and actually rebuild and, really have the people to because that's investment. You're changing your whole system. Like that's a whole set of.
Yeah. So let me ask you something then. So if there's like someone like a manager out there, like a top manager, like I don't have any names right now, but if there's someone that is actually available right now for the summer, would you replace him right now, or someone that's actually worth it, or would you just give him the time?
That is such a tough one because I've like obviously he hasn't done well, and but I feel like as well it's on the board as well because why did you get him in the first place? He told you he's gonna play his 3 at the back. You know your team is not suited for 3 at the back. So why did you get him in November when he cannot even make the changes necessary to at least
one signing?
Yeah, you give him one signing. So I feel like he was set up to fail, and I feel like he definitely took the opportunity to really fail well as much as he could. So it's really tough, but I mean, hey, that's why you're ruthless. Like you guys are paid to make those big decisions. If there's a guy that's a top manager that wants to come, which I don't think there will be one that wants to come, but he wants to come and his system is more suited to the squad because you're not going to go buy 10 players for Ruben. You're not. The most you're going to get is maybe 5, 6. Which
we can do a lot.
Which we can do that. It will make a big difference. But it will depend on if we sell well and stuff like that. And which we probably will this summer because I think players want to actually leave this summer. Not like usually where they're like, oh, I'm getting paid good. Why would I leave? If you maybe that's the tough call to make, but I mean at this point I'm a bit like I don't know, I'm a bit indifferent. I feel like we just need to have the best summer we've had, and I feel last summer was decent. We need to make it it needs to be like a 9 out of 10 summer.
But in terms of the summer, I mean I don't know how you're gonna get the money to have that 9 out of 10. Summer because
we have money. We actually have a lot of money. They're acting like
because they've told us in January that there was no money out there, and obviously not winning because that was one of the other things as well. Winning the Europa League, as you know, the money from that. And that's a big boost as well. But I mean, you decided to give that money to Spurs so they can rebuild. But at the end of the day, there's that too. So is that? Well, you're telling me there's money, but all reports that I've been hearing is saying that there's no money. So
last year as well.
I don't think just to finish real quick. I don't think you have assets in the team that you can sell to generate that money. If you know what I mean. You have maybe Rashford and maybe Garnacho, but beyond that, I don't know.
Anthony, there's Greenwood. We're getting money from as well.
Yeah. How much realistically can you get from them? I mean, we'll see.
Last year they said the same thing, and they went and spent 250 million. This year again, Rashford, you sell Anthony, and if you sell Rashford and Garnacho, academy players, pure profit.
There's Bruno as well that's being targeted.
Bruno might leave. You have obviously Anthony. Sancho is gonna leave too. You have also guys like the
Lindelof, the Eriksen.
Lindelof.
Yes, there's players that you want to get rid of, but I'm saying in a business point of view, how much money can they realistically generate the club for you to do that? I mean,
that's what I'm saying. You're gonna sell.
I mean, you're talking about Anthony. Betis is not gonna pay Anthony what you paid for Anthony. You know what I mean? So he's not gonna.
We don't need them to.
But where? I mean, how much would you value him? And then
that's what
it's the same for the others.
I actually saw somebody work it out. They worked out the potential transfers and everything, and taking in and out. So they factored in Bruno if he goes for 100 or 120, which is what Saudi is willing to pay. And I'm like, dude, ship him off.
Take them off.
But with Bruno included in the total up, it's about 350K that we can raise. 350 mil that we can raise. All right? Yeah. That's just from the players we have, the players that's going to go off the wage bill, potential sales of Anthony and all of that, right? So that's potential money that we can get. And I do think we don't even need that much, especially now that we're not in Europe. Now we just need like enough for a squad and a half instead of two squads, like we did all these seasons and barely even did that, and struggle even more because of it, you know. So we need enough. As I said, as Thierry said, 5-6 players is going to be a lot. Even 4, I think that can change our team a lot. The likes of Cunha, these are people that change your team if you build well around them. You get the right additions with them and the right players around them, right? So really quickly to your question about Amorin, I would say let's keep him because there's too many bad reasons to get rid of him. It looks bad on the board. It's money wasted. It's a whole change again of system. Like, let's stick with him a little bit longer, right?
Yeah. What if Luis Enrique is available?
Yeah, that's a.
Is he gonna be though? If there's somebody.
No, I'm just saying. We're talking about hypothetical, man.
Right, hypothetical. Right. I would say, it's a tough one, but I don't think the board is gonna do it.
What would you do? What would you? I'm asking you, man. I'm not asking you.
Personally, I will stick with Amorim. I will. Why? Because there has been. It's the group of players. I don't think there is anybody that's gonna come and right there and then make them magical. We've tried, and it's not all the players because obviously we've rotated, but it's the core. I feel like there has to be a shift in the core of the team.
Yeah.
There has to be like a manager that comes, brings his own guys, which he can instill the right mentality into, and that's going to spread around the club, right? That's what we haven't had. We have the opposite. We have like the the germs spreading, you know, with the new people coming in. We can see that on the field. So I do feel like he's coming with a new thing that we need. We need a refreshing of the whole system at Man U. So the 3-4-3 is, for me, an exciting thing, but it has to work. So make it work with him. Try it for like a good season with the pressure and everything. But then let's not get sentimental. If he doesn't get a good season out of these guys, and the good season will be preferably top 6, right? Maybe even top 10. We can be okay with it.
Top half, bro.
Top 6 is a lot. Top half will be okay with it. So
we're talking about United, man. Top 10. Jesus.
Look,
you take what you can get.
Proud of that. We've hit rock bottom. We have to get out. We are united. We are united.
God,
that's gonna sink us.
Talk about United. Can we get to top 10? You know.
Yeah. But like you to be fair, like that's if there's one positive, and you've been preaching that probably the last 2 years, Freddie, that we need to hit rock bottom. This is the rock. If you sink below this, like you're done forever.
Below this is relegation, man. I mean,
you're not coming back.
And you know what they say. You know what they say. They say, be careful what you wish for, and you wish for it, and here you are, man. Here you are, and the only way for you, like, is up from now.
Exactly.
The only way is up, but it can also be just stay right there. It can also be that. But I mean, like I'm gonna say the only reason you're not fighting for relegation right now on the last day of the Premier League right now is because there has been 3 horrible teams that came up and went back down.
Teams.
We're the worst team in the Premier League. Like if you remove the relegated teams, like we're the worst team in the Premier League, which is horrible to even think about.
And it's United we're talking about. We're not talking about we're not talking about Tottenham. We're talking about United, man. I mean, it's kind of sad to see. It's kind of sad to see. Like,
we're in the mud.
Where you're at right now. But yeah, I mean, but you're saying keep him. What about you, Terry?
I mean, it's a tough call. I mean, like I think it goes either way. I think obviously if like a top manager is available, that I think maybe suits the system a bit more. I would say go for it. I know Ruben hasn't been like. I think Ruben's been dealt a bad hand, so I'm not. Or it's not all on Ruben. I don't think he's a bad manager. I think it's just wrong time, wrong maybe place. But I would say go for it. But obviously, it's not gonna happen. We know he's gonna be there, and I think you have a good, like Freddie said, you have a good summer. No Champions League, no Europe, which is good. We play once a week. He gets to work on the system, everything. And this team will be different. I think this next season the team will be a lot different.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be in the top 6. I think we might fight for it. But if it finishes like top 8, top 10, I think he's gonna give us some hope. We're gonna be like, So maybe we just need to be in the mud. We just need to be terrible for a few years, because I feel like we've half done the rebuild, half. But we never quite do it. But this summer we have to. Like, there's like 5 players that are for sure gonna leave.
Yeah.
Like, and there's maybe 3 or 4 or 5 more that are like 50-50. So like we may not even have a choice but to bring in 6, 7, 8 players. Like, so we'll see where that takes us. But you have to get the signings right, and I think they've been okay with the signings. Like last year, I think they got half of them right. 3 out of 6, maybe 4 if you want to push it a little bit. But if we sign like 6, 7 players, they need to get at least 5 right, at least 5, 6. And Cunha is a good start. They're talking about the lab. I would prefer Osimhen, but I don't know if he was going to want
Chelsea, right? Or something.
I don't know where he's going, but I don't think he's going to.
He's out of our budget, man.
Yeah, but if they get the lab, I mean, I don't mind the lab. Get the lab. He's young.
And that's the thing as well. Like, in terms of signing, not getting into Europe, that's gonna hurt you as well, because like,
it's gonna hurt.
So there's certain kind of players that they want to play in Europe, and if you don't have that offer,
I'm not sure though, because I'm like, are these the players that can we really afford these players though? Those players that want to play in Europe, we can really.
But I mean, like if we have the Europa. I mean, like even like a Cunha that you're talking about. If Cunha turns around and says, "I wanna play for a team that's gonna play in Europe, not necessarily in the Champions League, but in Europe," then that's kind of you out of it, you know.
I mean, he already agreed to the deal, though.
It depends on the negotiation.
I'm not talking about Cunha per se, but someone like him. You know what I mean? I could just turn around and say that.
I would say it depends on the project that the negotiators present. You know, if you're like, oh yeah, we're planning to be back on Europe, and there is evidence that you can, then maybe you will be tempted by that. Rather than, for example, if he has to choose right now, is he gonna choose Spurs over us just because they gonna be? Well, he could, but it's Spurs. Like, he's gotta be prepared for that as well. It's Spurs. That might be the only trophy they win for the next 50 years. Well, I mean, they might have missed this boat.
or they might have just broken the duck.
They might become a powerhouse, man.
There's a stat out there, like,
aren't you staying though?
That it's not just Spurs though, is it? It's like it's Spurs won, Harry Kane won. So, I mean. Eric Dyer won.
Eric Dyer won. And Lo Celso might win against Chelsea.
Lo Celso. Exactly. I mean, it's not just Spurs. It's like it's the whole diaspora right now.
We'll see what they become like next season. That's gonna be definitely Spurs' challenge now that. Because they had a terrible season, they had
a terrible season. Yeah, very, very
terrible. It's different for them. Like this saves their season. Us, he wasn't gonna save our season.
Definitely. Why? Yeah. Because we are going through something different, and that's something we wanted to come back to real quick.
I don't know, man. If Spurs didn't win it, we would all just say it's just Spurs. I mean, that would just be them. So it does.
It saves their season.
I mean, we would have saved yours a little bit as well.